Today we're going to talk about an area related to setting up your coaching practice that you might find uncomfortable. I know many coaches do, so let's talk about it. When I talk with coaches about setting up their individual practices, we eventually talk about marketing. And as we talk about marketing, setting up your website, understanding what your niche might be, who is your target audience, what services will you offer, then we get to your use of social media. And that's where a lot of coaches get quite uncomfortable. And I hear the phrase, I'm uncomfortable putting myself out there. Out there, meaning on a social media platform. Many coaches consider there to be LinkedIn. Other social platforms tend to be very B2C focused, business to consumer. Most executive coaches are B2B focused, business to business. LinkedIn is still the de facto business to business social platform. After all these years, no other platform has overtaken LinkedIn. So when coaches think about putting themselves out there, it's usually on LinkedIn. The challenge is that many coaches have former roles, former professions, and their networks are generally understanding and aware of what they did before, not what they're doing now. So when they think about presenting themselves as an executive coach and sharing that I'm looking for clients, or I've written a blog, or here's a video, or my new podcast episode, they feel uncomfortable because it almost seems like I'm pushing myself onto other people, or I'm saying, hey, look at me. Hey, buy my services. It feels a little bit icky. I'm not sure what's the right word to describe it, but some coaches who are highly accomplished, very successful in their former careers, never did that on LinkedIn. They might have shared some company articles once in a while, shared a professional milestone, just shared on occasion, but they never shared consistently in a way that felt like selling. This is a challenge. This is something that coaches have to overcome. What are ways that coaches overcome this discomfort with putting themselves out there? First and foremost, just do it, right? Just decide that no matter how I feel, I'm going to just do it because I want people to know that I'm now an executive coach. So that's one way. Just jump into the deep end of the pool. Two is change your frame. Your frame might be, it's icky, but what could be an alternative frame? How about it's helpful? Did you know that of all the members on LinkedIn, it's still a fairly small percentage of people who post regularly? It's mostly a place where people look at other people's content, and they're there to grow professionally, to learn new things that might help them in their careers, to observe other people's milestone achievements, occasionally to laugh. There are some videos put on there that might be comedic, but they're generally in a professional context. Amongst all the content is educational content, and people are interested in improving their professional lives most of the time. If you show up regularly thinking that I'm here to serve and help others with what I know, then it doesn't feel as icky because you're not actually selling anything. You're simply helping to create a new understanding of who you are today. And it's difficult to do that with the number of people you're connected to on LinkedIn one-to-one. It's much easier to do it in a one-to-many format, which is posting on LinkedIn. Once you've updated your profile to represent your current profession, then the natural next step is to probably create a company page, so you do have a company presence on LinkedIn as well, and then to start posting to the degree that you're comfortable. It might be just once a week, once every other week. Eventually, you will probably grow more comfortable and you'll receive some support. One new coach I talked to posted on LinkedIn about his new career as an executive coach and trusted advisor, and received multiple responses saying, I'd like to talk to you about your services. And some of those led to business. Now, that's a fantastic result from putting yourself out there. Whereas other coaches, they've done the same and not received anything. It doesn't matter. The point is, over time, if you are consistent in showing up and providing helpful information, along with the occasional sell, because sometimes you are directly selling something, just like I post about the in-person executive coach training and certification seminar that I present several times a year. Of course, I'm going to present about that. I'm not only going to provide educational content. I don't want people to get the impression that all I do is just share helpful content and never actually sell anything. So the idea of a ratio came from the work of Gary Vaynerchuk, where he wrote a book years ago called Jab, 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 Left Hook. The jab, jab, jab was providing educational content, and then occasionally the left hook is the sales message, right? You hook them in with a sales message. So don't doubt that you can't get business on LinkedIn. Don't doubt that it's going to be uncomfortable. It is. It's uncomfortable for everyone, except for people that may have come from a sales background and regularly posted on LinkedIn anyway. But for those of us who didn't, who saw it as something of a resume platform where recruiters seek out candidates and people looking for jobs post, it's so much more than that. And there are other platforms such as YouTube that I've found to be a very good place to post educational content as well. You're watching this video right now on YouTube. So consider what putting yourself out there means. Could it be in video? Could it be in audio? Some coaches create podcasts. Could it be just writing blog articles and putting them on your website and then sharing those on LinkedIn? Or creating published posts on LinkedIn, which are long-form articles that are tied to your profile. So essentially blogging on LinkedIn. However you decide to create your content, whether it's video, audio, written content, and I didn't mention infographics, those do really well on LinkedIn too. Just pick a medium, figure out what platform you want to use, LinkedIn or YouTube, and just start. Just start. Because I think you'll find, as most coaches do, that it becomes much less uncomfortable once you get the rhythm going and you receive more support and positive feedback than you originally thought. And it actually starts to feel like maybe I am doing a good thing. Now, one last thought. You may see that much of your response comes from fellow coaches, fellow trusted advisors. Don't worry, that's okay. Because any likes that you get tell LinkedIn that my posts are helpful. My posts are going out to people, they're liking it, and their secondary networks are seeing my content as well. So don't worry about who's actually liking it, commenting on it, sharing it. And don't say to yourself, oh, that's not my target audience. Just accept the feedback and support that you get, knowing that it's reaching more people through that social engagement. Also, many people look at content and don't take any action. I've heard from many people over the years that they've seen my content and yet they don't really engage with it most of the time. So I thought they never saw it, but it's not true. People are seeing it. They just are not engaging with it. But they're getting the impression that you are there consistently as a trusted advisor, being helpful and occasionally presenting a sales message. I hope this helps you feel a little more comfortable about putting yourself out there. If you have questions, please post them below. I'd be happy to answer your questions for you. Or if you want to email them to me at michael@BAECexecutivecoach.com, that would be fine too. If this channel, this video is helpful, please like the video, share it with others, comment on it, and of course, subscribe to the channel. And consider going deeper with me by deciding to attend my in-person executive coach training and certification seminar coming up this fall in Northern California. There's still plenty of time to get registered and attend. And if you're watching this video after the fact, then check with me about 2024 dates because I already have them set to go as well. If you'd like more information, email me at michael@BAECexecutivecoach.com or go to the Center for Executive Coaching's website, centerforexecutivecoaching.com, and learn about the in-person program as well as virtual seminar and distance learning programs, all set up to help you to become one of the top executive coaches in the world. Thank you very much.